All right, so starting this new one, this will be handling some of these trees. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of marking them in here, and I'm just creating kind of a wet. Hang on, my wind is trying to carry my thing away. All right, so I'm going to create a little bit of a mark for where these go with this gray value, and I've got another one over here. This kind of just demarcates where all these things are. And while they're in this state, you know, I can put a little bit of paint in them, and I have shown some of you how to do this. So you keep it kind of a little bit fluid. I'm going to tilt the easel just a little bit. There's another one back in here, and you know, you can put that tree back in there, and I'm gonna make it look a little bit twisted, a little arched for interest, even though there's actually a trash can right there, but I don't like that trash can, so I'm gonna not let it be there. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little bit of warmth into it. I'm gonna let that I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber and burnt sienna together, and a little bit of this gray, so it's not too burnt sienna, because it's not really a brown tree, but it is got some. And so you just put it in there, let it fall in. Don't paint the whole thing. Just let it fall in, and it'll do its own thing a little nicer than what you could do. Okay, there's another tree. I got rid of that orangey color because I see I spot a couple other trees back in there that I'm going to want to try to get, and I want these to be very light. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time painting them. I'm just kind of ghost them in there like that, sort of. So it kind of looks like there's some trees back in there, because I'm going to put some foliage right up in here, and I'm even going to take a little bit of this pink and gray and orange and make a kind of a real light salmon colored tree here. When this dries, it'll lighten up considerably. You kind of have to think ahead, you know, where's this going to go, and you always want to think, you know, this is going to lighten in time. And there's a bench I'm going to put in right here, so this I'm going to paint in between these just a little bit, and it's kind of sloppy. All right, so I'm just going to let that be for now, because there's going to be some tree foliage right up in here. Don't want to get too much into this just yet. And there's another tree right over here, so I'll do the same thing. This tree could be a little darker. This is kind of your classic, you know, Y shape kind of thing. I like to start with the base here and then work my way up. And just do a few branches. You don't need to do every single branch, and you don't need to be perfect about it. You can always come back in and add and so forth later. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of warmth into it like I was doing before. Let it fall in, give it a little twist. And then you can even put a little blue into it, and you know, give that a little bit more of a gray quality. Tap that in a couple spots, let that fall as well. That gives it a little variety, you know. Okay, so and I'm gonna put a little bit more of that. This is where it starts getting a little tricky, because you know, you got all these different colors now on the palette. But you know, most of what your colors are going to be neutrals. So it's just, you know, more water, less water, and neutrals, you know, usually. So I'm going to take some of these tree branches and pull them down while it's dripping, and I'll just use the paint that's there. All right, so, and then you can always take some of that paint and tap it back in at the top of here and let it fall again. All right, so now I would say that it's time to do top for the that, and then I'm going to put some greenery on these trees, but I want to put that top on, that roof.